begin with a lesson in operant conditioning. This is one custom GPT. I'll click here to begin. In this simulation, we have a Dr. Montgomery, who serves as the instructor, and then a co-student by the name of Varsha, who's completing these multiple choice exercises and discussions with the student. And all of this can be read aloud.
All right, let's dive in. We're going to explore two major types of learning: classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Here's your crash course. Classical conditioning is about associating two stimuli. Think Pavlov's dogs, a bell.
And so after students have completed this initial lesson on operant conditioning, they could proceed to another custom GPT intended to assess their understanding of classical conditioning. And this will also provide a grade. And so what it asks is for the student to verbally, or through typing, but let's say for the sake of this, verbally explain the difference between classical and operant conditioning, include definitions of both, provide a clear comparison of how learning occurs in each, and at least a real-world application of each. So here we'll click to begin. And then here it just says, "I'm ready when you are." And so the student can click on dictate and upload a response. And I'm going to give you a sample of a pretty terrible response. So here we go. Classical conditioning is when someone gets rewarded for doing something, like a dog sitting and getting a treat. Operant conditioning is when things just happen automatically, like when you blink if something flies at you. The unconditioned stimulus is the same as reinforcement, and the conditioned stimulus is the punishment. Reinforcement means stopping a behavior, and punishment is when you give someone a prize for doing well. In classical conditioning, learning happens because of consequences, and in operant conditioning, learning happens through association with sounds. They're basically the same thing, but with different names. So then be converted to text, and you can upload, and now the grader will assess the student response. So as you can see, a pretty poor grade. But a rubric, which I uploaded to the custom GPT, breaks down why it was such a bad grade. Explanation of classical, of operant, and the differentiation. I got a 0 on each because all of my examples were incorrect. Use of technical terms, again, very low scores because terms were misused or incorrectly defined. My examples, again, pretty poor scores, 5 out of 15, because for my example, I did do opposites because I wanted to check to make sure that the custom GPT could catch it, and it did. Structure and clarity, it gave me a decent score, 13 out of 15. Despite the conceptual confusion, your response was clearly spoken and structured. And then here it asks me, would you like to try to review the key differences between classical and operant conditioning?